Okay guys, welcome back to the YouTube. In today's video, we're going to be talking about a very simple philosophy that applies to absolutely everything in life. And that philosophy is equivalent exchange. So we're going to be talking about what equivalent exchange is, how it's helped me, and how it can help you too. So equivalent exchange, we'll start off with that. Very, very simple. You get back whatever you put in. So the work that you put in is exactly what you receive. Very simple, very easy. I think we're all understanding of the fact that nothing valuable comes for free in this world. Nothing valuable at all. If you wanted more confidence, you'd have to risk embarrassment. If you wanted more money, you would have to risk or sacrifice comfort and time. If you wanted a better physique, you'd have to stop being lazy. And if you wanted to become a better socializer, once again, you'd have to risk stepping out of your comfort zone. So these are very simple examples of how equivalent exchange works. Life only gives back in proportion to what you're willing to invest into it. So now that we've spoken about what equivalent exchange is, we're going to talk about how it benefited me and how I also needed to adopt the mentality of extreme accountability in order for me to understand it fully. So when I was younger, I didn't really understand how harsh this law was. And I wanted everything without putting the work in. That isn't unique to me. I'm sure we've all experienced that in some stages of our life. But when I was younger, I used to do athletics. And at the time, I was ranked third fastest in my country. However, the other two who were ahead of me were absolute giants. They were monsters for people of my age. I was around about 13 or 14 at this time, and these guys were towering over me. I was around about 5'5", 5'6", and these guys were 5'10", 5'9". So I had to do a little bit extra to ensure that I could catch up to these guys so that I could keep up with them, keep competitive. And I knew that I had to build up my physique. I knew I had to do right by myself in that regard. And yet I didn't. In my mind, I was spending so much time, so much effort trying to catch up to them. When in reality, when I look back at it, I wasn't. Because these guys were training week in, week out, day in, day out. Far more than me, far more serious than me. So because I prioritized comfort, I started to see that dream of me catching up to them slip away from me. All because I prioritize comforts over discipline. And you guys already know the lesson by now. In order to gain anything in this world, you first must give something up. I didn't give up my comforts. I would say back then, my first mistake was thinking that I could negotiate with reality. That reality would give me a free pass and just let me walk through. Walk on ahead and maybe catch up with those guys. I was naive. I was young. Your efforts always needs to match your outcome, no matter what. Your efforts always needs to match your outcome. That's why there's so many average people out there, because they don't understand this simple concept. They're not willing to approach it with a degree of accountability, never mind extreme accountability. Too many people want extraordinary lives. They don't even bother chasing these extraordinary lives. They just want them with ordinary habits. You can't go from 0 to 100 in this life. It doesn't work like that. It honestly doesn't. Something first needs to be sacrificed. The same way that equivalent exchange can further you, can benefit you, it can also take a lot away from you as well. If you keep on feeding your bad habits, your laziness, your distractions, your weak decisions, eventually life will throw that back at you, and it'll be unforgiving. It'll be unforgiving when it does that. So you'll have a weaker mindset, weaker habits, weaker focus, and overall become a weaker person. So if you are somebody who's actively trying to improve themselves, if you are somebody who's trying to improve the quality of your life, you need to ask yourself, what am I willing to give up to build myself and to build this dream life? What am I willing to give up? Lay out all your cards on the table and be honest with yourself. Because without a degree of accountability, you won't get far. But with extreme accountability, you can get very far. Knowing when you're right and knowing when you're wrong, knowing when to give something up and knowing when to retain something, these are all very important parts of your journey. So take time with yourself, journal, do whatever it is that you need to do to find out more. Every good thing that happens to you in your life will require some sort of sacrifices, some bigger than others. But that's the cost of growth. That's the cost of growth. And once you can accept that, you'll see reality for what it really is. And I think you'll see your stocks rise very quickly once you come to accept that. So, yeah, I think I've said my piece. I think I've said everything I've wanted to say in this video. If you guys did enjoy this video, make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Share it to a friend or family member who you think may need to hear this video. If you guys want to join a community full of like-minded people on the path of self-development where we discuss topics like this, I would love to have you in the Kaizen Club. I'll leave a link down below in the description as well as the comment section, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Take care. God bless.